What is going on, guys? We are back to another DSP video, and my god, the cringiness never stops with Phil. He was playing Baldur's Gate 3, which has a lot of romance options in it, and he got very uncomfortable during a certain scene that he was forced into. And DSP has always been weird about this stuff. Even in the past, he's talked about his parents possibly cheating on each other, him being put in the middle, and then making him a focal point how they fight over him. Of course, Phil was always brought up to be pampered and taken care of, so he never really knew the struggles that everyday people go through. He had play dates with his mom. His mom combed his hair till he was 17. She would bring him to the movies and Burger King and all this other stuff. The weird part is he always calls his wife his mother, which is a very weird and psychological thing, because he associates his wife with his mother, because sometimes he'll go, my wife. And there's a whole compilation list out there of people that put those together, called her mother several times. And of course, the women that come into his life, just like Panda Lee, is to take care of him, do his laundry, do his dishes, clean up after him, cook for him, stuff like that. But it's really funny because when Panda Lee was with him, he was very much like a teenager mindset, where if there was a girl on screen, he would just go crazy and just holler and stuff like that. As soon as his wife moved in, all of a sudden it just like cold turkey stopped, and he started almost like a grandfather mentality, and it happened within months. A lot of people have theorized that she's jealous and that she doesn't even like him looking at virtual women. So whenever romance options come up in games, Phil always gets uncomfortable and gets very cringy and just laughs it off and rants about it and then starts yelling about how this should not be in the game and this and that. He's even gone far enough to say that waifus and women in video games, if you have a romance option, that's like cheating on your real life partner. So we have today, Mirrored Entity. Like, look at this. Bro, how are we acting like this? We immediately run to a dog for comfort at the mere thought of talking about sex with our wife. What is going on, man? This is the most childish way to look at things for an adult topic. I feel third-hand embarrassment. Now let's look at the video that started all of this.
I will be plain. I want to taste you. Perhaps tonight. Perhaps later.
It's like,
but I want it all the same.
Why is she so fucking weird?
You?
Listen, who wrote this dialogue? Who wrote this fucking dialogue? This is written by like a fucking 15-year-old. No.
Your loss, I fear.
No.
One day soon, you will wonder how my lips might have tasted, how my fingers on your skin might have felt.
No.
And you will wish you could return.
That is the
to
problem.
this
The dialogue's
last
terrible.
moment.
Like, you really think that's how she would have reacted? Oh well. Just immediately she's like, oh well, I give up. Right? No. Someone just said I'm a nerd, or excuse me, I'm a prude. No, I'm not a prude. I'm just not a horny nerd. You understand? Like, I actually get laid by my wife. I don't need to have horny nerd fake romance in this game. You get it? So there you go. Oh look, Scratch has something for me.
Now, I've never heard another adult say the phrase, I actually get laid by my wife. That is something like a single person says, oh dude, I'm gonna get laid. Let's go get laid, dude. Married people don't talk like that, but of course, they're roommates. And my god, Phil, it's so weird because if there's a woman, and even if she's just showing cleavage or talking like that, he will go crazy and talk about how it's horrible. But if you get two naked dudes in a room, especially in a sauna like in Final Fantasy, he'll be all for it. He'll be laughing and joking about putting stuff inside of him and poop jokes and all that. Makes me wonder about the relationship you had with Rambo. And we have, I did nothing wrong. This dialogue is terrible. Do you really think that's how she would have reacted? Oh well, immediately gives up. That of course was a quote from Phil, which I did nothing wrong quotes them and says, wait, what are you suggesting, DSP? What would you expect her to do after being told no? Your response here is weirding me out more than your sex phobia. Not gonna lie. And we have Memology 101. DSP squirms at the mere implication of physical contact between two fictional characters in a game. pathetic. And we have Steve of the Bed. Oh my fucking god. Then we have David Davidson. It's funny he has a retort from being called a prude with, I get laid by my wife. Like, isn't that the language reductive and kind of gross when talking about your soulmate? Is she a piece of meat for you to wiggle your dick in? It's very weird how he tries to explain it that way. Then we have Ark. I actually get laid by my wife. And then we have a picture of Kat from her on-screen Q&A. We got Trigger Point. I actually get laid by my wife. Massive X. Then we got Mirrored Entity. Bro, remember when we made fun of him for acting like an actual child in front of his parents as a sex scene would pop up? And he acts so fucking embarrassed about the whole affair. He has the mentality of a 14-year-old boy who found out about women, but still watches with his mom.
Once again, someone to me $1 asked the same question. Why do I try to skip relationships in video games? I've already answered this a million times. Because let's say, for example, you're playing a video game and it has the possibility to have like a romantic relationship. Like this game, supposedly there's like everything. Like you can be lovemaking and everything in it, right? That's something, if you want to do it for yourself in your own playthrough by yourself. I have an audience of hundreds of people right now, and over time, thousands of people might watch this video, correct? So, did you ever have a situation where you're watching a movie with a family member, maybe like one of your parents or a brother or sister, and all of a sudden, it's like an R-rated movie and like a love scene appears on the screen? Does that not feel awkward to you? No? Does it not like freak you out? Like, oh, this is kind of weird. I'm sitting with a family member and there's like a sexy romance scene on TV. Like, what is this? Obviously, it freaks you out. I don't want to experience that kind of stuff with an audience like that. That's private. You know what I mean? And if you want to play the game and experience those relationships for yourself, go for it. I'm not some weirdo who wants to fucking have public stuff like that. It's weird. That's weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to do that? I don't know. Maybe you don't think it's weird and you walk around, you know, with your crotch exposed to the world, doing all kinds of weird stuff. Go for it. Not me. That's stuff for my private life. You know what I mean? Me and my wife, if we want to enjoy that kind of stuff for ourselves, great. But I don't think that should be in a public playthrough. Okay? So there you go.
I love how he says it's weird and awkward about having romance in his playthrough, and you don't want to walk around like that. Coming from the guy who burst on May 1st. And we have Tofu Store Drift. I'm married, stupid. And we have Tuck. The most fascinating thing to me in Phil's history is his weirdly instant turn from intense misogynistic sleazeball to hyper Puritan, borderline closeted gay mega prude. Like, how the hell did he get here? Did the incident mess him up that bad? No, I think it's just his wife being jealous. And we have Topo Schizo. No, this is based. The man has a wife. He should not engage in any of the pornographic scenes of the game. Then we have Morpheus. DSP is such a fucking clown. And we have Mirrored Entity again. DSP literally hates the idea of love and sex. He has at every turn avoided anything, even remotely close to a relationship. This is as wild as his entire chat has been begging him to do anything with the characters. When confronted as a prude, he says he gets laid by his wife. If there's any updates to this, I'll let you guys know. So don't forget to click that like, share the video, leave a comment below, hit subscribe to my other channels on the details with the end cards. And as always, I love each and every one of you. Hope you're all safe, healthy, and happy. Peace and love.